Good morning, children. We are again back in the science session. We were dealing with chapter 11, transportation in animals and plants. Children, as we have already started with circulatory system in human beings yesterday, and I just introduced you with the topic circulatory system as well as about the blood and its cells. So we'll just have a small recap of it once again, and then we will start with the other part. So before starting with it, what is the circulatory system? As you know, in all the higher organisms, that means here we are talking of the human beings, a transport system is needed to carry out the materials such as carbon dioxide, oxygen, and the nutrients to the different parts of the body. This transport system takes place by the system called circulation, and we say it's your circulatory system. It is with this system only that elimination of waste also takes place. Now when we are talking of elimination of waste, it is all the food products also that are produced after the process of digestion, as well as the elimination of carbon dioxide. When we are talking of circulatory system, it consists of three major components. One is your blood, second one is the heart, and the third one is the blood vessels. So yesterday in our period, we talked about the blood. When we were talking about the blood, I told you about the blood plasma, which is the solid part, and then I told you about the RBC, that is red blood cells, then the white blood cells and the platelets. Today we will be talking about the blood vessels in which the blood flows. Either I will tell you about the vessels through which this blood is circulated to each and every part of our body. Now, during the process of inhalation, the fresh air is carried, which consists of the oxygen which is filled within our lungs. So, it is carried to the various parts of the body with the help of the heart. How this heart helps in carrying it, that we will be studying later on when we will be discussing about the heart. Blood which picks up the waste material, as I said, along with the carbon dioxide from the cells. This blood goes back to the heart and then it is transported to the lungs after the removal of the carbon dioxide. So here this heart is functioning as a pump, and now when it works as a pump, there should be something to transport this blood. So it is these tube-like vessels which are present, which helps in the transportation. So I must tell you that the blood flows through these vessels or tubes called the blood vessels, and all these blood vessels are connected to the main organ of the system, which is called the heart. Now, when we talk of circulatory system, there are basically two types of blood vessels which are present within our body. Apart from that, there is one more, and that also we will discuss. When we talk of these two types of tubes, they are your arteries and the veins. And the third part is the capillaries. So we'll be discussing about each in detail. What are arteries? Arteries are basically red in color. They carry the oxygen rich blood from the heart to the various parts of your body. These blood vessels, as I said, they carry the oxygen. So we say they carry the oxygenated blood from the heart to the various parts of your body. But here also we have an exception. There is a pulmonary artery which carries the deoxygenated blood. Arteries have a very thick wall because they carry the blood in a high pressure, and because of this thick wall they are able to carry the blood easily, as the pressure is created by the heart by the process of pumping. Either you can say when the heart is pumping the blood, this arteries, they carry the blood to the various parts of the body. So they have elastic hard walls, either the thick walls. Now, when we are talking of these arteries, I will also tell you something about the pulse rate. What is a pulse rate? So, as you might have seen, most of the time when you visit a doctor keeps his hand on your wrist. Okay, so when he is keeping his hand on your wrist, he is calculating your pulse rate. But nowadays we have many machines for it. Okay, we have the oximeter and the other things, with the help of which we can just take the pulse rate also. So what is this pulse rate? This I will tell you. The heart pumps the blood due to the rhythmic contraction and expansion. This we will be studying later on, because of the chambers that are present within the blood. This goes on average of about 70 to 80 times per minute. And this rhythmic contraction and the relaxation of the heart is said to be your heartbeat. Doctors, they use the stethoscope, with the help of which they are able to listen to the sound of your heartbeats, and this device amplifies the sound and they are able to hear to the sound. Okay, and this is how they take in. Now, how you will come to know what is the pulse rate? Now, when you keep your hand on your wrist, you might have the sensation of throbbing. This is what is your pulse. So, as every heartbeat sends a pulse along these arteries, the rate of both the heartbeat as well as the pulse per minute is the same. So that is why it should be 70 to 80 times per minute. So I hope, in short, you might have understood about the heartbeat, either the pulse rate. After this comes your veins. So just now we were just discussing about the arteries. Now we will be discussing about the veins. Veins, as they appear blue in color, because they carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all the parts of the body back to the heart. These blood vessels, they carry the deoxygenated blood, that means the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide. This blood they carry from the different parts of the body to the heart. This they bring for purification. Here again there is an exception. There is a pulmonary vein which carries the oxygenated blood. Veins have the valves in them, and this allows veins have the valves which allows this blood to flow only towards the heart. It will never go back to the different part of the body. It moves only in one direction. And it is because of these valves which prevent the black backflow of the bulb, of the blood. The veins, they have a very thin wall. Just now we studied in the case of the arteries, they were having the thick wall. But these veins, they have a very thin wall. So before starting with the capillaries, I will just have a short difference between the arteries and the veins. Arteries, they carry the oxygenated blood, whereas the veins, they carry the deoxygenated blood. Arteries, they carry the blood from the heart to the various parts of the body, whereas the veins, they carry the blood from the various parts of the body to the heart. Arteries have thick walls, whereas veins have thin walls. There is no valve present within the arteries, but there are valves which are present within the veins, which allow the blood to flow only in one direction. So this is the difference between the arteries and the veins. After which comes your capillaries. Capillaries are extremely thin blood vessels which connects your arteries and the veins. They are also responsible for the absorption of the oxygen, the digested soluble food, and the waste products which is produced within our body. So this is the function of your capillary. I hope children you might have understood today about the blood vessels that we studied. Those blood vessels were your arteries, veins, and the capillaries. Tomorrow we'll start with heart. So here a small homework for you, that you will be writing the difference between the arteries and the veins. Hope so you have understood the topic. So till now we have studied about the circulatory system. We have studied about what is circulatory system, then we studied about the blood, and then today we have studied about the different types of the blood vessels. So tomorrow we will start out with the heart. Thank you. Have a nice day.